Hey, Bob. How are you? Did you respond to my tweet this morning?
I didn't, because I almost did, because you guys what my picks.
Yeah.
But they come out at 8.
Oh,
So
I woke up at 6, so excited, and there was no tweet.
no, because it's always 8 a.m. That way people know.
Yeah. So who was your pick today? I
My
didn't see.
pick was Jesse Love.
Wow.
I was thinking Brian Scott. You know, Brian Scott did really well
Yeah.
here. I thought RCR was going to be a little stronger than what they were.
You should have texted me before. I could have given you a little insight.
Plus, you're kind of a victim of. I picked Reddick last week, and he couldn't repeat at Coda. So I was like, I was going to pick another guy to repeat. You know,
I appreciate that.
I think I had you third.
Oh, okay. That's not horrible.
No.
Okay.
Good. So it's not horrible for me.
Yeah.
All right, we'll go ahead and get started with our post-race press conference. We're joined by Chandler Smith, winner of today's race. Chandler, tell us about that last run that brought you to the win.
Yeah, no, it was definitely a little stressful just because once we got probably halfway through that tire run that we were on, I was like, man, if a caution does come out now, we're toast. Like, we're toast. There's nothing, no getting around it. We're done for. But it didn't, and there was a long green flag run, and then all the way to about, 10 to go, I started noticing I was lapping cars that were within, before that cycle inside the top 5, I believe. And I was like, okay, like we're in a decent spot here. Like I think even if a late race caution was to come out, maybe depending on how many laps of caution we run, we'd be okay. Still got to execute the restart with everybody else out back. But obviously the big concern would be people coming on tires, because for us, I think I got the lead in, probably 6 laps or so. I'm not 100% sure, but it was pretty quick. Tires were big. Even for, we only had, I think, 10 laps on those tires, and we still came down and pitted just because you don't exactly what happened today. So great call by Jeff Mendring. We definitely had a really solid number 81 Mobile 1 GR Supra. Wasn't great, but it was good enough to get the job done.
Indeed. We'll go ahead and open up to questions. Please raise your hand, and we'll get you a mic. We'll start up here with Bob, and then we'll work our way around the room.
Bob Harkers, Fox Sports. What do you think it says that you won this race? You repeated with a different team, different make.
I don't see it as anything different. I love Richmond. I've always loved Richmond, even as a kid. Playing on NASCAR games and stuff, I loved racing down Richmond, even on the games for some reason. It's just the characteristics, the similarities that this racetrack has to a lot of short tracks around America are very similar. And there's not a whole lot of those that we race at on the NASCAR circuit now, unfortunately. That's close to the grassroots of what people are used to racing. So that alone is why I love and enjoy Richmond, and I think is why the successes came for myself from at Richmond.
Okay, we'll come over here and then over to Chris.
Taylor Kitchen above the yellow line. This season, going to a different team, it's a different feel, but also talking about the strength of the Toyotas in general. What has it been like with that transition and, coming with this win today?
It's been good. I was with Toyota for, I think, 7 years leading up to last year, and then obviously was with colleague racing last year, went to Chevy. Now I'm back home with my Toyota racing family, back with all my familiar faces, the people that I know that I could call up in the middle of the night if I was in a crisis and they'd be there to help me. That alone right there means everything to me. Performance or not, just having a family outside of my actual inner family is big. But on top of that, the amount of resources they pour into myself, all the resources they give the teams, it's an equation to success, and that's why we are, I guess you could say, dominant. The Toyotas have been dominating. So, yeah.
Chris Powell, Couch Coach Live. Congratulations on the win, Chandler. A year ago on Monday, you won your first race here in Richmond, and fast forward, you win today. What's your thoughts on his dominating performance today, and also just your season so far, your second win this year? So just your thoughts overall just on your 2024 season as well.
Yeah, we've had a solid season for sure so far. I don't know where we're going to end up on points. I'll hop on Twitter here, or X, whatever it's called nowadays. I'll hop on there and look at Bob Pockrass's page, see if he's updated the points, and we'll see where we're at and how everything lines up there. But no, it's definitely been solid. Just trying to stay consistent is our biggest thing. Just be consistent. Bring cars capable with good speed every single weekend, and the results will come with that.
Okay, we've got a question upstairs. Can we go up to the press box?
Chris Knight, catchfence.com. Congratulations, Chandler, on the win. What's the biggest weakness on the 81 team, if there is one, after 6 races or so?
It's a trick question because we're one team. I'm not going to throw people under the bus, and I know they wouldn't throw me under the bus. We definitely have a few things that we need to clean up, but today was a solid showing on the things that we needed to clean up, so we're going in the right direction. So,
Okay, we'll come back downstairs. Good.
Dustin Albino, JC. Congrats on the win, Chandler. You've already got more playoff points than you did last year. At this point, only 6 races in. How important is this early season success?
Yeah, it's huge, especially playoff points with a big reset. Regular season points are big because of all the bonus points that you're rewarded at the very end of the season, on top of the wins and stage wins that you get, and accumulate playoff points all the way leading up to that point are really big. That can make or break your season when you're going into different rounds for the championship. So building that cushion up. I don't know if we're in the lead for points. I would assume we are. Trying to extend that cushion, that points lead, so we have a buffer. That just sets us up for the bigger trophy at Phoenix.
Okay, go ahead.
John Newby, NBC Sports. So obviously a truck win here and then 2 Xfinity wins here. Why are you so good at managing your tires at this track where it's such an issue?
I guess just my background. Come from super late model racing where you got to manage your stuff, but you also got to be making speed at the same time. 6-7 years ago, as I was, racing super late models, learning the whole saving tired stuff, I went through a few learning curves on the approach of, half throttle, how to push it, this, that, and other. And the most success that I found is exactly what I've applied to ever since I started racing in the NASCAR series. So, but everything that I learned goes back to the grassroots of racing super late models on a Friday and Saturday night. So I've done that since I was 12 years old. I still do that to this day. I say that I didn't race one last year. I'd like to race some this year. But we'll see. All that stuff is sponsorship pending. So if anybody wants to sponsor a super late model, come on with it. We'll go have some fun.
Is it more satisfying when it is a tire management race, something where, it's more in your driver hands?
Yeah, 100%. Anytime that we have a race, which just like Bristol Cup race, tire management was big there. I loved it personally as a fan. That weekend I wasn't there. I would have loved if the Xfinity car was there because I think that the Xfinity race would have been just as good, to be honest with you. So, yeah, anytime you can have a race where the drivers mean way more than, let's say, for trucks, for instance, at 1.5 miles, they're pretty much wide open where there's a lot of aero that's involved in all that. It's made for good racing.
Thank you.
Bob again.
Have you seen the highlight, or did you see Joey Gase throwing in the back of his car at Dawson Cram?
What?
Okay, so you haven't seen it.
No. Hold on. Let me see.
Okay.
Oh, my gosh. That's impressive. He gets an attaboy from me. Hey, I may get bashed for saying this, but I am all for letting drivers show their emotions and letting them have at it. 10, 15 years ago, them jokers were fighting on pit road and there wasn't fines. I'll probably get a fine for saying this right now. So, I like that. Fans love it too.
Right. Any more questions for Chandler? Chandler, thanks for coming in.
Yep. Thank you, guys. Bob, I'll be looking forward to the points post later.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Thanks.